which is means geschlossen German mit Palace. Wait for one through a little bit about where we are and you'll see a big tall building that when it was built was the tallest building on top, seen very clearly from the east, so it's a nice, I guess, display of democratic or capitalistic ideas. It's got a fantastic food hall on the top, and after the wall came down it was one of the first places that people coming over. There are bullet holes in it. Yeah, it wasn't, I mean it was damaged but it wasn't destroyed. To stop and we can jump out and actually have a look from outside, tell you a bit about its history because it's kind of an interesting place. This one just straight ahead, that's the Chancellery. So that's where Frau Merkel works and everyone who is to do with the current government. These new buildings are all, as I said, attached to the Reichstag. They're all various ministries and government buildings. It costs something like per kilometre, something like 20 billion euros, something ridiculous. And at the moment, it only goes 3 stops. It goes from the main train station, which is just over there, to here, the Brandenburg Gate, which is just over there. Now, the situation is, in the late 1920s and the early 1930s, at the end of the Weimar Republic, which was Germany's first attempt at democracy after the First World War. The First World War... The reason for that is there is a bit of a French connection, which has to do with the Brandenburg Gate. Most famous site on the square, obviously. The gate was built in 1791. It was one of 18 city gates that surrounded Berlin at the time. Berlin, like most old European cities, had a wall around it. A wall with several gates. The reason for the gates was dual purpose. First of all, to defend the city. Secondly, to tax people as they came in and out. Folks may be wondering what this expanse of concrete is, and as I mentioned, it's one of Berlin's more controversial sites. This is the Holocaust Memorial. Commonly known as the Holocaust Memorial. The official title is the Memorial to the Murdered Jews of Europe. So it's a fairly serious name. It's also very specifically to the Jewish victims of the Third Reich. The term Holocaust referring to the mass genocide of the Jews in Europe, but also to the Sinti and Roma, the Gypsies. This memorial is not the Sinti and Roma. It's one of the issues of debate as to whether or not this should be a memorial to Jews and Sinti and Roma. Should it be a memorial to all victims of the Third Reich, not just of the genocide? Should it also be extended to include political enemies and people with mental and physical disabilities, homosexuals, various pacifists, people who oppose the regime in any way? That was one of the debates, as I said, went on for a long time. In the end, this is a memorial simply to the Jewish victims. There are other memorials around Berlin. They're building one to the Sinti and Roma in the park near the Reichstag. It's not finished yet. And there are various smaller memorials to different groups of victims around the place as well. fact, there was a large group of people who were against the idea of building a memorial at Auckland from the point of view that the sheer impossibility of the task means you shouldn't try. This idea that by building a memorial, maybe you're pigeonholing, you're drawing a line under the past. The original level was at the back, and then a deeper level was added below where we're standing a little bit later on. This was added quite late, 1943. They built the deeper bunker. You would think, why didn't they build a deep enough bunker the first time around? And that is because the Nazi leadership were convinced that no bombs would fall on Berlin. Because in 1939, the Germans did not possess a long-range bomber that had the So you guys just have a wander around?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
That's true. That's true. If you're interested in right, that's true.
Eigenlijk heb je dat zo niet tegenover. Yeah, it's high enough.